Seeing none, Senator from Bedford, Senator Newman.
Mr. President, thank you, and I want to thank the members for the debate. We've spent over an hour talking about three words. Just as a reminder, those three words are by the voter. Mr. President, I did not think that that would be that controversial. Mr. President, I tried earlier, although I was trying to give a perspective of why we needed the amendment, not to go into the bill. There's a lot of concerns about the bill, and I think the gentleman from Richmond City has a real concern about the voter boxes. Without this amendment, I think you should have many concerns. Mr. President, the debate has ranged in all directions, from national policy to the Bremer Center for Justice and others. I don't know who these are. I do know this. Some arguments have been made on this floor that I think were well-intentioned, but I don't think they're going to hold water in the next few days. One, 30 states have this measure. Well, according to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, part of DHS, the CISA, 27 of them have this amendment or a derivative of this amendment. Some of them, to the senator from Alexandria, also have an item for family members. I'm willing to do that. Willing, pretty good point. We could probably add that member. One of them has the ability to have an attorney in the right process bring that back. And one of them has a caregiver, and I think that's something from the senior senator from Richmond City had indicated. Mr. President, we can fix this bill. I'm concerned that today we are not going to fix the bill. This is a national movement. Make no mistake about it. This is a national movement. A bill like this one, I do not know where the senator received this bill, but a bill of this nature is working its way through a number of legislatures. Mr. President, some reasonable concerns have come up today. I have a mother and a father, and my father is my best friend, and my mother is my other best friend. I love my mom and my dad. They are 84 years old. They're in, thank God, good health. I want them to have available mechanisms. When we go to their house, we make them stay on the deck, and we stay on the bottom. We don't get close. We love them, but hugging is gone for a while. I want to protect them. But know this, we have protected them. We have, in Virginia, an expanded absentee ballot. No witnesses, no one has to come close. We have a mail-in ballot, and I understand some have concerned about that. No witnesses, but there's other things. We have in-person balloting that will start in a couple of weeks. You're going to actually be able to go to your registrar, in-person balloting, and if you're concerned about COVID, and I think my parents would probably fall in that category, go in and cast their ballot securely in that way. There's going to be curbside. You can actually go and they'll come to the curb and do it for you. There's going to be day of the election curbside ballot. This is all good stuff. But there's been many comments today that during extraordinary times we've got to do this. Mr. President, during extraordinary times, we do not have to allow an item that allows an opportunity for voter fraud. And I believe this is what this does. I've got to tell you, if we were to take out, as Senator from Richmond City, Senator Morrissey said, the voter box, really there's not that much left that's of concern on this bill. I may be able to vote for the bill without that portion. Without it, it'll be very, very, very difficult. Mr. President, the reason why I think we're here for an hour talking about three words, by the voter, is because voter integrity is a tremendous issue. It's an item that separates this nation from many others. We send many in to make sure that there's integrity in other countries, but we've been hit in the last few years with concerns about the Soviets or the Russians and the Chinese and others, and there are rightful concerns for all of us. We should never, never allow a foreign agent or another individual to come between us and the ballot box. Mr. President, this amendment removed all the concerns that I heard. I was in committee and we were hearing concerns. One, the concern is about the ballot box. Somebody said, bring on the amendments. So we brought the amendments. We added it. Then it was, the amendments are too strong. We have to remove the felony. The felony's gone. It's just saying, don't do this. We've heard there's no voter harvesting. And now we find out that there are groups out there ready and able ready and able to begin the voter harvesting. We've heard that 30 states have a similar to this, but it appears that now that they have a version that much different than what has been described here. Instead, they go to family members, some, and some of them to attorneys. Mr. President, this is a very, very simple decision that we have to make. It is a 3-line amendment. I know there's a lot at stake, a lot are concerned about this, but I've got to tell you, what will happen if you vote for my amendment? All the provisions that you are concerned about, all the provisions I've talked about for COVID, for my parents and others, are going to be in place. And one more. You're going to be able to go to a ballot box on your own, far away from anyone else. We're not sure about the security. There's nothing in the bill about cameras yet, but you're going to be able to cast your own ballot there also. Mr. President, the only thing this amendment says is that you cannot go out and, on the behalf of someone else, collect their ballot, take it out of the chain of custody, and then return it at a later time. The last thing I want to talk to you about is fraud. I don't know how much fraud there is. I don't know. Senior Senator from Fairfax talks about it some. Others talked about what they think. I don't know. I'm not sure. The fact is that under this bill, I don't think there will be any prosecutions of felony. I don't think there'll be any. I don't know if there'll be any charges, because I don't know that you will ever get to the felony. I don't think you're going to know what happens in the basement. I don't think you're going to know what ends up happening at that right-wing or left-wing organization. I just don't think you're going to know. I don't think you're ever going to get to it. And if you did, I don't think you are ever going to prove intent. And that's what's required under 18.2 in our criminal code, and you're just not going to get there. Mr. President, I'll end with this. This is about 3 words: by the voter or not. And this amendment will simply say that we will have that continuity, that chain of custody between the voter and the ballot box. Mr. President, thank you for your kindness in allowing the debate.
Thank you, Senator.